Hi again, everybody, and welcome to Inside Golf. And from all of us here at Inside Golf, a belated Happy New Year. And coming up on today's show, we're going to introduce you to Bob Hennifer. Bob is the director of golf at Indian Spring Country Club in Evesham. He's a former winner of the Philadelphia Section PGA Professional of the Year. We'll catch up with a group of young women from Mount St. Joseph's Academy in Flourtown, Pennsylvania, as they celebrate another PIAA State Golf Championship. And our teed-off panel will have their opinions on who is the golfer of the recently completed decade. All of that and a lot more coming up next right here on Inside Golf. Inside Golf is presented by Destination Montco Golf. 54 courses, 300,000 yards. Check them out at montcogolf.com. By the First Tee of Philadelphia. The First Tee helps young men and women become better golfers, but most important, better people. Get involved. Visit thefirsttphiladelphia.org. By the Golf Association of Philadelphia, GAP, celebrating amateur golf since 1897. By Jersey Man Magazine, it's a Jersey way of life. And by Philly Man Magazine, bringing it to Broad Street. By the Haverford Trust Company. Quality is in our DNA. And by Inside Golf's partner since 1998, the Philadelphia Section PGA, experts in the game and business of golf. Take time to thank your local PGA golf professional.
Golf is the great equalizer. For many, this journey is an escape from reality, a chance to be part of a team, a career opportunity. PGA Reach impacts lives through golf by lifting people up, giving them hope, and sending them down an alternate path that they never saw coming. With PGA Reach Philadelphia, as in life and in golf, the most important shot you take is the next one.
Now, Meet the Pro, brought to you by Haverford Trust, where quality investing is a hole-in-one for our clients.
Started playing golf when I was just a little kid, just playing miniature golf on the boardwalk with my brother and my family. My dad golfed every now and then, so he would take us to the driving range and we would play. I got decent at it, and then played golf when I was in high school. So I was good enough to play high school baseball, but not good enough to play college baseball. So I said, we're not going to do that, and I switched my focus to golf. I played on the golf team in college, but I didn't do the PGA program. I did that after college. I worked at Great Bay Country Club, just working the driving range, and I would get lessons from John Applegate, who was the teaching pro there, and then I would work the range and then go play golf, and I did that almost every day, and that's kind of what got me into golf. That's what got me good. That's how I started playing. I got into the game. It was my first job. My mom is an accountant, so I saw what that lifestyle was like, and long hours in an office, not too much free time. And I said, you know what? I said, I'm pretty good at this. I have a lot of fun doing this. Maybe I can make a living out of it, and maybe I can have the best of both worlds and be outside and do something I enjoy, rather than do something that's just I'm putting in the time and then I get to enjoy it only on the weekends. So that was probably sometime in college when I kind of decided to flip the switch. I said, I'm going to give this a shot. Worked at Woodcrest Country Club after I got out of college, and it was there that I attained my PGA membership. And then as soon as I attained my PGA membership, I was lucky enough to get my first head professional position down at White Oaks Country Club, and then worked at a couple spots, and then I've been here for 6 years now as the director of golf and head professional, and now the director of recreation and open space for the township. So it's been a journey, a short one so far, but it's been fun. So I worked with the Special Olympics for a number of years, but it was really my brother who has Down syndrome. He was the driving force behind it. So Brad and I played Special Olympics golf, gosh, I don't know, probably since I was 14 or 15, so probably when he was about 9 or 10 was our first Special Olympics golf event, I guess. He really enjoyed it, and then we kind of stuck with it every year. It was that journey with my brother, and then that was helping us help other kids with Down syndrome get into golf. We did a lot of golf clinics. We started a nonprofit foundation where we ran clinics for a number of times. We had an annual golf outing for a couple years, all to raise money to hopefully get individuals with Down syndrome into the golf industry, or to just play the game. So that coupled with Special Olympics was probably a good 10 or 15 years that I was involved with the Special Olympics golf program, and especially with my brother. You got to be good at the office work to be able to have the fun outside. So I take very seriously the work that we do to service our guests, service the members, run golf outings, merchandise a good shop. It takes a lot of hard work behind the scenes, and we do that in the wintertime. In the off season, we set our staff in the wintertime, we set our merchandise plans in the wintertime, book all of our outings. So basically April 1 hits and we're off and running. We know what we don't know. We're out there anticipating what's going to come our way, so that we can really teach the game. We can really focus on growing the game, getting more individuals playing, rather than worrying about what golf ball order is going to come in the next day. So we already have all that planned out. We already have our schedules planned out, our staffing planned out, so that when the season hits and it's nice out, we can really focus on the customers. So when we play Special Olympics golf on the regional and state level, play for place, so they do it just like the Olympics. Every fall there's a medal ceremony, gold, silver, bronze. So it was really, really cool to have that with him, to kind of, I would say, culminate that part of my life with Special Olympics. It was really, really cool. Our head professional, Curtis Kirkpatrick, and our assistant, Brett Fernandez, have really taken over a lot of the teaching responsibilities lately. And unbeknownst to me, Brett has organized clinics with Special Olympics, which is really cool. So I don't really know that I've talked to Brett that much about my impact with Special Olympics and how this kind of shaped me as a PGA professional. I would assume so. We have some pictures up in the shop, and he knows my brother. But at the same time, I would like to think that it did, and that's part of the reason why he's engaging with that group. So it was really special for me to figure that out, that was a group that he was engaging with, and it was also pretty special to watch him give those lessons, and so that he could see part of the joy that I did for so many years. So just to be able to pass that down, that's something that's pretty cool. Yeah. The best piece of advice I can give an aspiring PGA pro is to play the game, teach the game, remember why you love the game. So we all got into this game by being good players. Day to day we get so involved in the behind the scenes of running an operation. I'm more of a business manager than I am a golf professional, but I think that's where the golf professional has kind of evolved over the years. So it's going to be very, very important for you to understand the business aspect to run a successful operation. But don't lose sight of why you got involved in the golf business in the first place. Keep active with the PGA, play, engage with your customers, and teach the game. There's nothing better than introducing the game to a young kid or a family or an adult that's never played, and you get to see the joy on their face. So that's really special. You can't lose sight of that. That's why we're here. We're here for other people to play the game of golf. So if we don't have golfers, we don't have a business. So always remember what your purpose is, which is creating more golfers and really giving back all of your skills that you have to somebody else so that they can enjoy the game as well.
students in our program learn a lot about leadership and how to become a
We
leader.
have a good cause. We've got great kids and people.
It teaches young people not only golf, but the life lessons that golf teaches us.
I've been a better person throughout my career in golf.
We're teaching kids how to be better kids, how to be better people, and to build better communities.
Respect, honesty, courtesy, integrity, judgment.
Not only does it give kids a jump start on the game of golf, but maybe a little bit of a jump start on the game of life. Welcome back. Inside Golf continues now. We are with the PIAA champion golfers for 2019. On the girls' side, we're at Mount St. Joseph's Academy in Flowertown, and the Mounties came home with another trophy. I'm here with, well, the whole team, as you can see, and in particular, 5 ladies who participated in the PIAA championships, and as a result, brought home the trophy. Boy, this is special. All right, we got a couple trophies. Is this the big trophy,
Yes,
Olivia?
this is the state championship trophy.
Now, what year are you here at the Mount?
I'm a senior.
You're a senior. How many times have you been involved in the PIAA state championship?
All 4 years.
Wow, and how many times have you won it?
Just this one time.
Just this one, because I asked that question. The Mount has won it 4 times since 2006. 4 times they've been runner-up. So you are probably like feared all over the state of Pennsylvania, right?
I guess now.
Yeah, why not? All right, let's find out a little bit about what was the experience like. What year are you, Jill?
I'm a senior.
You're a senior also. Okay, so you've had a little experience in competitive golf. How was it this year?
It was really fun. I got to get closer with every one of my teammates and just learn a little bit more about golf each year, and especially this year with winning. So.
Okay, well, congratulations to both of you ladies. I want to get some feedback from you, Sophia. You've participated before. What year are you, first of all?
I'm a junior.
You're a junior. Okay, so you've been around the block a little bit. It wasn't your first bit of serious competition. How was the competition for you? I know it turned out well, but were you nervous at all, or what do you do to calm yourself down?
So this was my first year playing in the state championship, so I was a little bit nervous, but I just learned to breathe and just focus on one shot at a time.
Learn to breathe. Maybe that's a good tip that I should adapt to my game, right? Learn to breathe, just concentrate on the next shot, right? That's pretty good advice. You ought to be a sports psychologist. Okay, let's go to this side of the room. Caroline, you're holding, what trophy is this?
This is our league trophy. This was when we won our league.
Oh, you're in the Academy League here in the Philadelphia area.
We've won our league like the whole time it's been existing, so we're proud.
I think you are correct. And by the way, the Mount's record, you ready for this? You probably know this, don't you? 227-1. You've only lost 1 match. Now, do you guys have a perfect record since you've been involved?
A perfect record, yes.
A lot of years you have a perfect record, right? That's
all the years I've been here, we have a perfect record.
okay. Claire is holding another trophy. Claire, what do you got in your hands?
This is the district championship trophy, which we have won all 3 years that I've been here at Mount. And for 7 years in a row, we've won districts.
Wow, winning is getting to be a habit here, isn't it? How do you, I mean, when you go out there, do you realize the history of the golf program here at the Mount? Or do you just say, hey, this is this year, this is this match, you know, we can't just rely on what we've done in the past or what other girls have done in the past?
Just have to really stay in the moment, stay positive, breathe, just treat every round like...
Breathe seems to be a common part of your setup, right? Is that everybody's pre-shot routine? Get your breathing under routine. What's the best part of your game?
The best part of my game would probably be my length and consistency off the tee and my putting, I would say. But our whole team practices putting a lot, so we're all pretty strong in that.
There you go. Now, the championship was held in York, Pennsylvania, correct? Mm-hmm. And you've been to the course before. It's held there every year, right?
Yeah. Every year for a good amount of time. It used to be at Penn State course, but 1 year they got snow, so then they switched it to York.
It went all the way down south to York, and no snow.
No snow.
Okay.
Just false delays.
And the same results practically for the Mount. Nora, let's talk. Did you go out there for the tournament?
Yes, I was. I played.
Okay, and what was your experience? What year are you, first of all?
I'm a sophomore this year.
Oh, so you're relatively new to the program. You feel pressure now going forward, considering what your teammates have done in the past?
I just think it's good to take it one step at a time because we're all a really close team and we all support one another.
How's your breathing?
Not always great. Not always the best, but I work on it.
Are you more nervous now than you are on a golf course?
Probably. Yeah.
That's okay. It's good to be nervous, you know? I want to ask all of you, when did you start playing golf?
When I was 8 years old.
8 years old. Who introduced you? A family member?
My dad.
Okay. Right. Are you better than your father now?
Yes.
Oh, there you go. See, you learn something new on Inside Golf every week. How about yourself? When did you first pick up a golf club?
Probably around 12.
Okay. So you're a late bloomer, huh?
Yeah, a little bit.
The summer before my freshman year in high school.
You're a real late bloomer then, huh? What got you started?
So my dad really likes golf, so it was like bonding with him. So yeah.
You play with your dad now?
Yeah.
Does he keep telling you what to do?
Yeah, but now I tell him what to do.
There you go. There you go. Breathe, Dad, breathe. Let's find out. Okay.
So my dad was originally a golf pro, but
That helps.
yeah, so I've always been playing.
So did you start when you were like a toddler?
Yeah, and then I got more serious around like when I was 8 or 10, those years.
Okay.
I started playing when I was 4. I grew up right next to the golf course, and I grew up in a golf family, mostly from my sister and my dad. So
So that was your sandbox, so to speak, huh?
yeah.
Nora, how about you?
I started when I was about 11 or 12.
Okay.
Yeah. My dad, I play with my dad, my mom, and my brother a lot. That's how I got started.
And you're the best in the family?
Maybe one day.
Well, ladies, once again, congratulations. The tradition continues in terms of the mount and golf and state championships or runners-up. It's pretty special. And, you know, I have a feeling going forward, and I don't know where golf's going to be a part of your life and going forward, but they'll always be able to come back to the mount and see what you've done and the trophies that you've won, and that's kind of special. This may be some of the group of women I'll be talking to next year when you come back with another championship, right? The pressure's on, right, girls? And Inside Golf will continue in a moment. Stay with us. We're back with our teed off panel. That's next on Inside Golf. Joe Logan.
I think you can obviously make a case.
Welcome back. Inside Golf continues. This is our teed off segment, and we are at the beautiful Bluebell Inn. And you want to be here. Here's a date for you. Here at the Bluebell Inn on Friday, February 7th, they're going to have their Niente and Nickel wine dinner. And it'll feature a 5-course wine party featuring the wines from the vineyards of Niente and Nickel. Tickets are available on eventbrite.com. That date again is Friday, February 7th. Joining us today, Chris Gardner. He is the head professional at Bluestone, right down the road.
Right down the road.
Bluebell Inn. Good to see you again, Chris.
Thank you.
In blue is here at the Bluebell Inn, Leila Mackey from the Philadelphia section, PGA of America.
Great to be here.
And Joe Logan of iPhillyGolf.com.
It's good to be here.
We are into a new decade of golf. New decade for everything, but when we look back of the decade from 2010 to 2019, Chris, who would have been your pick as the golfer of the decade? Now, you have to take the whole 10 years, not just the last 2 maybe, or maybe the first 2, all 10 years. Who gets the vote?
I think all 3 of us would agree, but I could be wrong. But I think Rory McIlroy is going to be your player of the decade. 2 FedEx Cup championships, 4 or 5 majors?
I think it was, he had 4.
4 majors.
And he had 18 tour victories, including those 4.
So I think that kind of speaks for itself. Well-rounded and plays both tours. Has been a star in the international competitions as well all decades. So that would be my choice.
Rory McIlroy. Leila, you're going to differ, or you're going with the Irishman?
I would agree. I think there's an argument for Dustin Johnson and Brooks Koepka. Brooks Koepka was kind of in the second half of the decade, but I think they both had really great years. And as far as looking for towards the future, I think Brooks Koepka would be someone that I would put as my potential player for the next decade.
Yeah, strong candidate. Getting back to the comparison between Rory and DJ, they both won the same number of tournaments, 18. DJ only won one major, came close a number of times, including last year at Augusta. I think he was 1 or 2 shots behind Tiger. And then, of course, there was the controversy, which kind of got him off track a little bit.
Yes.
And then there was that Open out at, where was it, Pebble, where he had the lead going into the final round.
Yes, and blew it, shot like an 80 or something.
First 2 holes, he was like 5 over par and trending out into the Pacific. Who's your pick for, with all that said, who's that pick from Joe Logan?
I think you can obviously make a case for Rory and Dustin. I'm going to go in a different direction, though. I'm going to say Phil Mickelson. And the reason is...
That's a real different direction.
You're forgetting, maybe not forgetting.
Not 2010, but this decade, right?
2010 Masters was the third of his Masters. He won the British Open in 2013. So that's 2 majors, which would be 1 more major than Dustin Johnson. But remember, he did all of this in his 40s. But
that's right.
My real reason, he did it in the 40s. My real reason for picking him is that when Tiger Woods hit that fire plug, golf, there needed to be a new face of golf. And Phil Mickelson stepped into the breach in a lot of ways. One of the top players in the game now and in the past. He is a likable guy. He's been a wonderful face for the game of golf in ways that Dustin Johnson, great golfer, does not light up a room.
That's putting it mildly.
You know, and Phil Mickelson, and especially in the last year or two, he's taking to social media, and he's 49 years old.
His fireside chats.
His Philside
chat.
I just think he has been so good for the game, and he's entering a very interesting period in his career now. When he's 49, he's not really competitive on the PGA Tour like he was. But anyway, I just think he's been good for the game. As for the future, the coming decade, everything you said, Brooks Koepka, all of that I agree with. The name that jumps out at me, though, is Jon Rahm. He's 25 years old.
You just stole my thunder.
Oh, okay. Well, good.
Yeah, well, that's okay. Go ahead.
Oh,
tell everybody why you and I think Jon Rahm could be the player of the next decade.
He is, to me, a 25-year-old Dustin Johnson in a lot of ways. He kills it. He's a good guy. He's already number 3 in the world, and he's headed in the right direction. So he's just a good player.
Do you disagree, Jon Rahm?
I'm going to give you another name, another obvious name who's been on the international scene for a long time, but Justin Thomas is going to be your player of the next decade. Just too much talent to have only won 1 major already. I know there's a number of superstars who've only won 1 major, but he's got just the 1 PGA, and I would see him winning 3, 4, maybe 5 majors in this next decade.
And the thing, Leela, that you talk about both of those guys, Jon Rahm, who's probably in 10 years going to be 33 or 34 years old. There's probably somebody that is in high school right now.
That was my
that could be competing for player of the next decade.
Right. Someone we don't
know. The way
know
this game has evolved, right? Absolutely. 10 years ago, Brooks Koepka wasn't on the radar.
Right.
He wasn't maybe playing in Europe or something like that, right? That's why I love watching both the men and the women's NCAA tournament play on TV that Golf Channel makes extensive coverage for. I think that's great because they're the next superstars in both the LPGA and the PGA Tour that are coming out. And it's really fun to watch those players as they develop. And then you can say, I remember watching them in a match, when Alabama or Clemson won the NCAA tournament, right? I mention that because guess who's from Clemson?
Both of us.
All right, we'll be back. More of Inside Golf in just a moment. Located in Blue Bell, just a short drive from Plymouth Meeting, Bluestone Country Club offers a setting that's close at hand but feels like a world away. Bluestone offers a championship caliber golf course, practice facilities including a large driving range, separate chipping and putting areas, and a staff of PGA professionals. At the Country House at Bluestone, you'll find excellent food, superb service, and an outstanding setting. Their expert staff will assist in planning your next event, whether it's a wedding or simply a luncheon, dinner, or cocktail party. Check out Bluestone's variety of membership options.
Much more than a golf course, Bluestone is a community.
When you think about your future, you have dreams. You want to succeed. That means achieving your goals, both big and small. At Citadel, we want to help you get there. We believe that success is achieved with the right plan, the right people, and the right determination. We're committed to your success, her success, and their success. Talk to us about how we can help you reach your goals. Citadel, banking with one focus, you.
Well, that is going to do it for this week's edition of Inside Golf. Our congratulations again to the golf team here at Mount St. Joseph's Academy in Flowertown. They brought back the big trophy, the championship in the PIAA competition. For the fourth time, they were champions since 2006. And now the pressure's on for the next class of golfers here at the Mount. Try to get number 5 championship trophy in that PIAA competition. I'm Harry Donahue. Remember, no matter how bad it's going for you out there,
don't pick up!
Don't pick up indeed, and we'll see you next time on Inside Golf.
Inside Golf is presented by Destination Montco Golf. 54 courses, 300,000 yards. Check them out at montcogolf.com. By the First Tee of Philadelphia. The First Tee helps young men and women become better golfers, but most important, better people. Get involved. Visit thefirstteephiladelphia.org. By the Golf Association of Philadelphia, GAP, celebrating amateur golf since 1897. By Jersey Man Magazine, it's a Jersey way of life. And by Philly Man Magazine, bringing it to Broad Street. By the Haverford Trust Company. Quality is in our DNA. And by Inside Golf's partner since 1998, the Philadelphia Section PGA, experts in the game and business of golf. Take time to thank your local PGA golf professional.